It's important to remember that attachment styles are not rigid categories. Most of us fall somewhere on a spectrum, and our attachment styles can evolve over time. The key takeaway here is to be aware of your attachment style that might be influencing your relationship with your possessions. Welcome back to Declutter for Change podcast. I'm your host, Heather Clark, your Declutter expert. Are you feeling a little bogged down by stuff lately? Maybe you're in the midst of a life transition, like downsizing after the kids leave home. Or perhaps you're simply craving a simpler, less cluttered life. Let's face it, we've all accumulated a lot over the years. Photos, keepsakes, that sweater you swear you'll wear again someday. But why do we hold on to these things? And how can we form deeper connections with the people in our lives while letting go of the stuff that no longer serves us? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of attachment psychology. You might be familiar with this concept in the context of romantic relationships, but it turns out that the attachment style plays a big role in how we connect with objects too. We'll explore why we form attachments to things, how these attachments can sometimes become unhealthy, and most importantly, how to let go of the clutter and create more meaningful connections in our lives. Let's unpack the idea of attachment. Attachment theory is about the emotional bonds we form with our caregivers in childhood. These early experiences shape how we connect with others and the world around us as adults. There are four main attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. Securely attached individuals tend to have healthy, trusting relationships. Those with anxious attachment might crave constant reassurance, while avoidant types shy away from the intimacy. And disorganized attachment can lead to unpredictable or chaotic relationship patterns. But how does this translate into our attachment to objects? Sometimes we form attachments to objects in a way to fill a void or provide a sense of security that we may not be getting from our relationships. For example, someone who grew up with an emotionally distant parent might hold on to a childhood stuffed animal for comfort. How many late teens or people in their 20s still own stuffed animals or baby blankets that they still need as a way to get through life's transitions? Let me tell you, I completely understand the intense attachment to seemingly ordinary objects. Growing up, I didn't have the luxury of emotionally available parents. In their absence, I found myself clinging to the most unexpected things, like my slippers and my pillow, anything that offered a sense of comfort and security. It wasn't until I was in my early 20s that my aunt and uncle gently nudged me to let go of some of these items. Looking back, I realized how much these attachments stem from a deep need for connection and stability that I wasn't getting elsewhere. So maybe you're keeping that old chipped teacup because it belonged to your grandmother, and holding on to it feels like you're holding on to a piece of her memory. We can be emotionally attached to things just like we are to people, and sometimes these attachments can become unhealthy. We might find ourselves feeling overwhelmed by clutter or constantly stressed about keeping up with all our stuff. This can take a toll on our mental and emotional well being, and it can also hinder our ability to form deeper connections with the people in our lives. Now, it's important to distinguish between healthy attachments to our possessions and the more extreme case of hoarding disorder. While we've discussed how attachment styles can influence our relationship with stuff, for people with hoarding disorder, this attachment becomes unhealthy and overwhelming. Those struggling with hoarding disorder often have a deep emotional attachment to their belongings, even seemingly worthless items. They might experience intense anxiety at even the thought of letting go of something, even if it's objectively useless or cluttering their living space. This can make decluttering extremely difficult, leading to a chaotic and unhealthy living environment. If you suspect you or someone you know might be struggling with hoarding disorder, it's important to seek professional help. A therapist can help you understand the underlying reason behind the attachment to your belongings and develop strategies for letting go in a healthy and manageable way. So, how can we let go of the things that no longer serve us and foster a stronger connection with the people we love? The key to decluttering successfully is to take one step at a time. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the entire house, start small. Begin with a manageable area like a single drawer, shelf, or category of items like clothes or books. As you go through your belongings, ask yourself, why were you holding on to each piece? Does it make you happy when you touch or see it? Does it hold a special memory? Be honest with yourself about whether the item truly adds value to your life. If you're struggling to let go of something sentimental, consider taking a picture of it or writing down the memory to revisit later. Remember, experiences are often more fulfilling than possessions. Instead of spending money on things, Invest in creating new memories with loved ones. Plan a weekend getaway, take a cooking class together, or simply have a meaningful conversation. Decluttering can be a liberating experience, so acknowledge your accomplishments and reward yourself for simplifying your life. This approach will help you make lasting progress and create space that reflects what truly matters to you. Letting go of stuff can be a powerful way to make room for what truly matters in our lives, stronger connections with people we love, and experiences that truly bring us joy. So, take a deep breath, embrace the process of decluttering your life, and create a space for what truly matters. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where you struggled to let go of an item just in case? Or do you find yourself unattached to anything in your home? Share experiences with me at heather@declutterforchange.com. I look forward to reading your responses. As we embark deeper in the journey of letting go, it's natural to encounter some challenges. One common hurdle is the feeling of guilt that can arise when parting with an item, especially something with sentimental value. If you find yourself attached to an object that no longer serves a purpose, acknowledge that guilt and know it's perfectly okay to feel a range of emotion. However, don't let those feelings hold you back. Remember your initial goals for decluttering. Are you striving for a more peaceful living space? Freeing up time and energy for the passions in your life? Refocus on the positive outcomes that await you. Letting go of certain items or even relationships can create a beautiful space for new and wonderful things to enter your life. Imagine hosting a long awaited gathering for loved ones or finally investing in that dream experience you've been waiting for years. These possibilities are endless. Another major hurdle we all face is the fear of missing out. We might cling onto an item because a nagging voice whispers, I'll need it someday. Here's how to combat this fear. First, be brutally honest about practicality. How likely are you going to actually dust off that old juicer or squeeze yourself back into the formal dress you haven't worn since high school? If a specific need truly does arise down the line, could you borrow that item from a friend or family member, or perhaps find a gently used option? Embrace the freedom that comes with minimalism. Imagine the joy of a clean, organized space where everything has its place. Think about the ease of finding what you truly need without battling mountains of clutter. Letting go of what ifs and embracing a simpler lifestyle can be incredibly liberating. Now that we know the different styles of attachment and know the different reasons for hanging on to items, let's go a little deeper and explore some specific examples of how attachment styles can manifest in our relationships with stuff. Individuals with anxious attachment styles might hold on to the just in case items. They might fear running out of something they need, even if it's highly unlikely. This can lead to cluttered pantries with expired product, overflowing closets with clothes that don't fit, and garages packed with unused equipment. The fear of running out of something, even something unlikely, can be a powerful motivator to keep things around just in case. On the other hand, consider someone with an avoidant attachment style. They might be uncomfortable with clutter and get rid of things quickly, even if it had sentimental value. This can lead to feelings of detachment from their belongings and even regret later down the line, wondering why they let go of something that held a memory. Those with disorganized attachment styles, their relationship with stuff can be chaotic and unpredictable. They might hold on to a random item for no apparent reason or have difficulty making decisions about what to keep and what to let go of. Their garages might be filled with unused equipment or their homes overrun with half-finished projects, a reflection of the indecisiveness this attachment style can create. Individuals with secure attachment styles tend to have a balanced and healthy relationship with their possessions. They don't hold on to excessive amounts of just-in-case items, but they also aren't afraid to keep things that they have sentimental value or serve a purpose. Their homes are likely organized and clutter-free, reflecting a sense of peace and control over their environment. They can make clear decisions about what to keep and what to let go of without feeling overwhelmed by emotions or anxieties. This balanced approach allows them to enjoy their belongings without letting them become a burden. It's important to remember that attachment styles are not rigid categories. Most of us fall somewhere on a spectrum, and our attachment styles can evolve over time. The key takeaway here is to be aware of your attachment style that might be influencing your relationship with your possessions. Now, decluttering can be a daunting task, but there are ways to make the process more manageable and even enjoyable. Instead of trying to tackle your entire house in a weekend, start small and set achievable goals. Begin with a drawer, a shelf, or a single category of items. Maybe sort through those old magazines you never read or a collection of the kitchen gadgets gathering dust in the back of the cabinet. As you go through your things, ask yourself a question. Do you actually use the item? Does it serve a purpose in your life right now? Be honest with yourself about whether this item truly adds value to your life. If not, thank it for its service and consider letting it go. Here's a powerful decluttering technique, the touch test. Pick up each item and ask yourself if it makes your life better. If not, consider letting it go. This simple practice can be surprisingly effective in helping you declutter your home. Another great strategy is to involve a friend or family member in the decluttering process. Have a buddy by your side can provide much needed support and motivation. They can also offer a fresh perspective on your belongings and help you make decisions about what to keep and what to let go of. Discuss your goals for the decluttering session and how you're going to handle sentimental items. This will help ensure you both are on the same page. Tackle different areas of the house together or split up the task by category. This can make the process feel less overwhelming. Don't forget to celebrate your progress, taking breaks and acknowledge your accomplishments along the way. Decluttering can be a lot of work, so it's important you reward yourself for your efforts. Decluttering is not just about getting rid of stuff, it's about creating a space that reflects who you are and the life you want to live. By letting go of the things that no longer serve you, you can make room for what truly matters: peace, joy, and meaningful connection with people you love. Now, let's talk about some of the emotional challenges that can arise during the declutter process. It's natural to feel a range of emotions when letting go of your possessions. Acknowledge those feelings. It's okay to feel sad, nostalgic, mad, or even guilty about getting rid of something. Allow yourself to process these emotions before moving on. Letting go of something can create space for new and exciting things to come into your life. Understand the positive outcomes of decluttering, such as more peaceful living space or the freedom to pursue new hobbies. Be kind to yourself throughout this entire process. Decluttering can be challenging, so don't beat yourself up if it takes time or if you have a setback along the way. Remember, progress over perfection is key. Here are my final thoughts to leave you with. Decluttering isn't just about transforming your physical space. It's about creating a space that reflects your authentic self and fosters deeper connection with the people you love. Understanding your attachment style can be a powerful tool in the process. Perhaps you recognize the anxiety that leads to holding on to just in case items, or the avoidant that keeps you from letting go of sentimental clutter. By acknowledging these patterns and implementing the strategies we discussed, you can break free from the grip of your possession. Remember, letting go of physical clutter can be a metaphor for letting go of negativity or unhealthy attachments in your relationships. As you create a more peaceful and organized environment, you'll have more space to cultivate meaningful connections with people who truly matter. So embrace the journey of decluttering and watch as your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical landscapes transform, opening the door to a life filled with joy, connection, and a lighter load, literally and figuratively. Thanks for joining me today. If you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter or simply want to connect with others on a similar journey, head over to our community, Declutter for Change group. We'd love to have you. You can find the link for the Facebook group and any other resources from the episode at declutterforchange.com/psychology of attachment. Until next time, take care and keep it clutter free. Remember, as you simplify, each item that you let go of brings you one step closer to a lighter, freer, more aligned life. As you clear out the clutter, be kind to yourself and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Keep sorting, keep simplifying, and keep thriving. And hey, if you want more decluttering tips and inspiration or just want to connect, be sure to follow me on social media. You can find me at Declutter for Change. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy decluttering.